Holy moly, what is that? Good morning from Lachung, and we are heading over to the 0 point. Well, this time it's around the altitude of 15,000 something feet, and this is all the way up. So these roads are all maintained by the Indian Army and are heavily decorated and are very safe, maintained regularly. Now, apart from that, it is going to take us to just reach the point that we are looking for. So today we are going to the Yamthang Valley, and then we are going to the 0 point. Very many people are leaving for the same place today, so it's going to be crowded. So we left early. It's 7:30 a.m. in the morning. I woke up at 5. Ooh, there's a couple of horses in here. It's very early in the morning, and now as we are moving, it's going to take 3 hours to just reach there. Apart from that, the cloud right now. So as we are moving through it, these hills are so high up that you have to see those mountains are completely covered in clouds. Now as we are leaving Lachung and moving more northwards, it's going to take some good amount of time to just reach there. So the Yamthang Valley is famous for, as I was speaking yesterday, for the rhododendron flowers. Now the rhododendron flowers are, the season of rhododendron flowers is probably over now as per locals reports. But apart from that, I'm still going to make my own expenditures, and I mean not expenditures. I'm going to take my chances and just go there. These are very restricted areas. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to record in here, but yeah, as I was speaking, this is all it's probably not recorded, but I'm set recording myself, so I think it's fine. As I was speaking, so Yamthang Valley, apart from that, when you go to Yamthang Valley, the cloud cover is going to be way less right now, because Yamthang Valley is way more high up. And apart from that, beyond that is the place that we're looking for. We're going to the 0 point. Now why is this called 0 point? Because, well, the network coverage is always going down in here, but if you look at it from anywhere in Sikkim, it's just in the middle of nowhere. So it's like all the way north, and it's a solid drive from anywhere of the nearest town. So Lachung is the nearest town probably that works, and then you have to travel from Lachung to all the way there for 3.5 hours, or 3 hours at max, I guess. I don't know. I'm just traveling to reach there. I'm just out of the words. Like, I don't know what to speak. So I'm trying to be as stable as possible and enjoy the view. The most striking feature about this mountain is that even if you are around 10,000 feet height, the vegetation is not sparse at all. It is absolutely beautiful out there, and it's very green. There is no sense of dry or arid land in these areas, so that seems like the rainfall is pretty, I mean obviously the clouds give it away, the rainfall is pretty common in here, and the soils are able to hold on to the moisture. Traffic jams are very common in here, because the number of tourists that are going right now to that area, it's so common that people are pulling in bunches. Like I've seen 500 cars, like more than 500 cars in one day, just going from Lachung, between Gangtok and Lachung. So like in just a couple of hours I've seen that. Okay, so this is water from up the glaciers. They have managed to put in a pipe so that they can get the water easily in the nearby places. But this is a difficult terrain to drive in. This is a very difficult terrain to drive in. This guy is just casually doing it sometimes with one hand. I don't know how, it's just practice makes a man perfect, I believe. Yeah, this is a very tough place to take a video to, I guess. I mean, I'm doing it one-handed too, but my phone's not helping me a lot. gradients in here are very weird. So once you're moving in like a Danish kind of an area, like you see this, and suddenly there will be a movement way high up. I don't know why I'm stopping here, but let's see. If you randomly get spawned in this place, where would you guess? This is still in Sikkim. These roads are all makeshift roads, and these roads can not be made because it's always there's water coming up from up there. All of these are makeshift roads because these will all be cemented and made into a proper road later. So these are the blocks of rocks that you have in here that you get to see in the places where the roads got completely damaged by some natural forces, and now they are being rebuilt again or from scratch again also. These are the signs that some kind of construction work has happened, or some kind of water body has come down in here, so it has wiped down the entire area. The terrain changes in here like crazy. Couple of minutes ago, as I was saying, it was very green in here. Well, it's still green, but the big trees are just gone. Well, because it's way more high up here, and it's completely foggy out there. So we came all the way from down there. Now, as we are moving away from there, the terrains are more like you're between a mountain that has been cut through. So the previous ones were looking like roads, but now these are just, both sides are big mountains. Both of them are big mountains, and it's just a road in between the mountain that has been cut through. That's the most, you might be saying, yeah, that's mostly the case in here, but like that was previously not, because previously there was just mountain cut from one side. Now this is two sides. Came all the way from down there. I could not record because that's a restricted area, but we're back in normal areas again. This is going closer, and we have around 2 hours of trip left. It's still way more far away, and you just can see this is nothing you can see. This still road, and you just don't know what exists. It's like the surrender error or something like that. This area is the rhododendron sanctuary. Well, I can't see rhododendrons anywhere, but the place is completely covered as usual in clouds. I mean, how do people even drive in here? It's like 2 meters far away. You can see things. Just look at it. You just can't see things at all. If you spawn here, what do you do randomly? If I were to spawn here, I would just go stand on one of them and sit. Like, there's nothing. No plants at all. It's completely boulders and rocks. And occasional. So the beautiful thing in here, I don't know if it's dangerous or not. I think it should be. The waterfalls have turned into a stream of river, and they're just onto the roads. So it's impossible to just drive very fast in here. If you drive fast, you will not notice one of them, and you'll just fall in one of them. The car gets stuck. Fatal consequences. Greenery is bad. So, Yume Samdong, which is the main 0 point, it's 27 kilometers from here, and Yamthang Valley, it's still 15 kilometers from here. So it's a 12 kilometers difference from each one of them. So they're first going to 0 point, and then to Yamthang. Yume Samdong is the Tibetan name probably for this place called 0 point. Completely arid. There's a free little spirit going out there. I don't know what it's doing in this middle of nowhere, but I think it probably knows its direction. couple of rhododendrons in here. They're very, very sparse though. I mean, the season's probably gone, but maybe we'll get them higher up there if we go way more higher, because they're prone to more colder areas. Holy moly, what is that? The vendors we're talking about, and we are a point closer to it, like this much closer to it. These are the roads that have been carved out because there was a recent that was very obvious from the scenery. You can say that there was a recent damage in here to the roads. I don't know how driving is possible here. It just curves and curves and curves. Newtown, 10 kilometers away. Now these 10 kilometers look like 40 kilometers or 50 kilometers in plainland because you're going through curved pathways. This landscape is not that easy for driving. This guy's doing it with one hand, but I mean his confidence is fine. It's crazy that how people have been able to create stuff at this height. Like, it's beautiful what if people decide to do, they can do. Like this at one instant would look completely harsh and unexplorable. Absolutely no one lives here, would look like, but then again, I mean, obviously no one does, but people do nearby obviously living here. And this is inhabited by mostly Indian Army, because Indian Army has a base in here. 5 minutes ago I could see houses, but just 5 minutes later there are no more houses at all. So this place is completely uninhabited by anyone. This is the rhododendron sanctuary. I mean, people might live inside, I don't know, but this is a place where mostly, Jamthang is only 9 kilometers away. This is mostly inhabited by the Indian Army as a base. A little bit of a distraction here on the road, but this landscape is unforgivably good. Like, you just can't be this cool at the same time and be this harsh at the same time. If you look at this, you'll be like, how can even people live in here? I mean, obviously no one lives in here in general, but like still it's inhabited by some people down there, so it's close to me. Holy crap. What is this? Saying anything here because I just want to enjoy this. This is a waterfall coming up from there, and these are all rhododendrons and flowers again. And we're going through a village called Fundi. Apologies, the place is called Fundi. This is huge. I mean, it doesn't look huge from the camera. Turquoise blue in color. I don't know how to explain this in words. This is huge. Even if you spell huge, that won't suffice this whole thing, because this thing is huge. I don't know how the people have managed to get here. Look at the roads. These are proper roads. How do you make roads in here? It's barely even possible to move through here. Salute to the ones who have made this possible. They have managed to create a running valley both ways using stones just to keep the water away. And holy, much like you're moving through a forest somewhere in Oregon or something. I don't know. I mean, trees might look different to the proper geoguessr people, but this is cool. I mean, I don't see any other cars in here. It might be very early in the morning that we are heading there, but it's good. It's a good sign that it's not way too crowded up there. Most of the people have stopped there to just check that thing out. Yumthang is only 6 kilometers away, so that's the valley, and after Yumthang Valley we'll head over to the place, 0 point, and these places, the ones that we are going to right now, none of these were roads until very late, so these have all been cut through. It's impossible to drive in here, so I don't know how the people have managed to get all the equipment to make a proper road in here, and these roads are not damaged at all. This place is not that. I thought it's up in the mountains around like 11,000 feet right now, but it's surprisingly not that cold to be honest, because well, I'm just wearing a cap and I'm 3 layers of clothing obviously there, but this landscape just looks uninhabitable, and well, it is somewhat in the sense, but Nani has managed to get places up in here to move things and make the country safer than usual. These are the same thing that I was talking about. These are streams of water coming from high up in the glaciers and managed to cut through the main roads, and it's very important to look out for them because they can be a real danger while moving. You can get your tires stuck there. Finally I see one bike there, one motorcycle finally there. Hey, ये सब rhododendron है ना? That's a random tree, but like pine tree. These are all pine trees. This reminds me very much of forest areas in the US. Like, it's very pine and everything. I mean, this kind of climate might have allowed the same kind of plantations, but it looks like that. जमीन में दिख रहा है ना? हाँ हाँ भर्ती हो जाता है इस पर बारिश होती है। अच्छा, so what he's saying is that okay, what he's saying that all of these small shrub kind of places that you see in here, they get filled with flowers, like flowers blossom during this time, but yesterday and day before yesterday was very heavy raining, so that caused all of the flowers to go. Right. Above that is the valley we are approaching, so it's between that and that is entering the Yumthang. It's just 4 kilometers away now. That place we see there, that is very close to Yumthang.
Kilbag.
Acha.
Pine Sorty.
Acha. So due to recent rainfalls, all of the flowers, I mean, there's still some flowers, Primola and other ones. Here we go. The valley. Entering the Yumthang Valley now, just 500 meters. Okay, so here we are in Yumthang, and this is the main way. This is how you enter, and there are pretty little shops in there. Hell yeah! This is so we're crossing it right now. We'll come back once we come back here. These are all yaks, and is that the knowledge? Bridge. So, reports, it said that all of these areas are completely flower-laden fields. So the Yamthang Valley that we just saw, you'll go back there, but like the entire place is completely filled with flowers, and you cannot step on it. It's so hard. This is an animal that's called a yak. All of these are yaks. So these are types of cows. It's of the same family kind of thing. It's not exactly cows, but that's kind of a thing. Yeah. That when you go to these places, you'll not be able to place your feet in there. Also, there's another very special kind of a flower, which is very indigenous to Sikkim, and it's protected under IUCN laws, and there are fines if we even just try to meddle with it. In the month of June, end of June, so the flowering season starts just below the 0 point. So 0 point is completely snow laden, but once you come down from 0 point at 13,000 feet or something, you get to see the places which have flowers in them at 13,000 feet, because the snow melts and those fields are covered with flowers in general. Now this somewhere up there is the 0 point. I'm looking for it. I mean, my driver obviously knows about it, but yeah, let's see. My dear friends, that is the point we are heading to. You see all of that snow and snow and snow. No single building, no single signs of life other than plants. I don't see one single dog in here. It's completely beautiful. What do you mean that is? It's snow. It's a glacier. These roads are very well maintained. Place better than this. Also not. This place is called Shiv Mandir Bridge. So there is Shiv Mandir back there, and basically there are cafes. This is like 11,000 feet high up, and people have managed to get cafes, and people are living in here. I was wrong, they do live in here. They have uninterrupted parking. 12,000 feet, uncounted. I'm trying not to record much in here because this is an army restricted area, as usual. These are army bases that are coming out, and I can show myself that this people is bizarre. But the way they clear the start before getting landscape. So these are all plants, all mountain. And then higher up in here, this thing is just going up and up. This is 12,800 snows are like this way for some reason. There's a different kinds of mountains. What is this? That is a mountain. Completely. I don't know where this thing is. It seems like it's an untamed terrain. This is an untamed terrain. You just can't compare this to anything else that is on the earth. Here we are. And this is Unisandam. That is Unisandam. Can't even open my window, it's chilly out here. So that entire area is Unisandam, that's where we are headed. But that's also an army camp, so we're not very close to that. Also, think of the perfectness of the roads that have been made in here. Like, they're just pitch perfect, not a single dent. Unisandam, 14,700 feet, heading there. This is the type of road that you need for therapy. There is no bigger therapy than this. Those mountains that you saw previously below, the entire peaks like that. These are Paidal, it's a huge. These are all army camps, so you can't expect much of stuff in here. But no service, emergency calls only. Yes, the only emergency you need if you have breathing issues, and if you cannot respect this beautiful place. What do you mean this is? What is this? Adrenaline rush if you really go through these kind of places. It is beyond what it is. Oxygen is high, adrenaline is high. मुझे इस पहाड़ का नाम पता नहीं है आपको. This guy goated as fuck. He's been single-handedly driving the street for $5 now. Cars running at 38 on this road. And traffic in Bangalore moves slower than this. We have reached it just looks like a patch of rental graphics. We're going there, we have to acclimatize ourselves to this environment so that we can go down without any oxygen support. There is oxygen support here if someone needs it. And also, if you notice that those are not snow clouds because these are lower, because these are way higher and the clouds are moving towards this side, so it just stops. So behind this there are also snow, but we are going outside. My friends, I present to you will include me going all the way somewhere up there. You see those people there? I'll try to go up there as possible. And they tried to scam me with better boots, so to say. But I asked an army official and they said it's easier to go with these boots because it's just not that snowy enough. So I'll just go up there all the way up if I can. Just manifestations. If I am able to take a picture from all the way up there, that will be one of my greatest achievements of my life. So I'm stopping this video now. There's going to be a part 2 of this up there, and I'm taking my driver with me. He's coming with me. So yeah, see you up there.